I'm a member of the local Lewis and Clark Quilts of Valor group, and we're a group of approximately 65 volunteers who belong to a national organization called the National Quilts of Valor Foundation. This foundation was founded in 2003 by a lady named Catherine Roberts. She was a Blue Star mom whose son was stationed in Iraq. During the time that he was stationed, she had a dream about a young man who was struggling with his memories of his time in the service. And in her dream, she had a vision of this young man being wrapped in a quilt and receiving comfort and healing from this quilt. And from this dream, Quilts of Valor was born. It started as a local organization and has grown to cover all 50 states in the United States. And to this day, approximately 400,000 Quilts of Valor have been awarded. Our local group covers Asotin, Nez Perce, Whitman, and Latah counties. Our local group has awarded approximately 1,200 Quilts of Valor to service members and veterans. Our mission is very simple. It's to cover all veterans and service members who have been touched by war with a healing and comforting Quilt of Valor. Quilts of Valor is a way for us to say thank you to our service men and women and veterans in our community. We are a group of 65 volunteers, and we meet monthly on what we call a sew day. During this time, our group pieces quilts, hand binds quilts, and gets together to discuss how we can best meet the needs of the veterans in our area. Our quilts are made by the quilters selecting a pattern and fabric for the quilt top, which the quilter then pieces together into a quilt. Once the quilt is pieced, it then goes to what is called a long armor. The long armor is a person who has a special machine that quilts the backing, the batting, and the top of the quilt together. When the quilt is quilted, it then comes back to our group on a sew day and is hand bound by hand binders. So each quilt can be made either by 1, 2, 3, or more persons. When a quilt is awarded, the quilt will have a label that lists the names of all of its makers, as well as the name of the veteran receiving a quilt and the location and the year in which the quilt was awarded. We receive nominations in a variety of ways. Nominations can be made through the National Quilt of Valor Foundation website and clicking on the link listing nominations and awards. Nominations can also be made by contacting a local Quilt of Valor member or contacting me via the email address that's listed below. Once the quilt is hand-bound, the quilt is then awarded to a veteran. The veteran awards may take place in a number of ways. We have award ceremonies that take place on Veterans Day, Flag Day. We also do individual awards at home, sometimes family celebrations, sometimes an individual award at the veteran's request because they find the award ceremony triggering. We also award a number of quilts for the local hospice programs, and these are done individually.
Some of the hospice quilts that I have awarded that are very memorable. We went to his home. His whole family was there, 3 generations. He was dressed in his uniform, and they had a professional photographer there. And not only was I able to give him a quilt, but the quilt was in the family photos. It was extremely touchy. He was touched, wasn't able to speak, but he nodded. The quilt meant a lot to him, meant a lot to his family. Another quilt that is memorable with hospice is just how they touch the quilt, they feel the quilt, they feel the seams, they look at the bindings and feel them, and of course the labels of who made them. But just to have them feel the quilt seems to bring healing to them, and it's just special. It's kind of hard to put into words how it feels to give a dying veteran a quilt of valor.
Our group is a volunteer organization, and our volunteers oftentimes donate the fabric that is used for the quilts that are pieced together. Our group also provides batting and backing and sometimes kits for members to be able to afford to make the quilts that they are awarding. Our group strictly runs on donations. We receive donations from individuals that belong to the group, from members of our community, some who have received Quilts of Valor, some who are family members whose family member was awarded a Quilt of Valor. Also, we have local businesses that have been very generous in supporting us, as well as individual community members. These donations help us to be able to award more quilts. It costs approximately $250 to make a quilt from start to finish. So all donations are most deeply appreciated to allow us to provide more quilts to our veterans. Providing a Quilt of Valor to a veteran is extremely satisfying. Oftentimes there are tears from the makers and there are tears from the recipients. Sometimes we hear, "I don't deserve this." But I believe, and everyone in our group believes, that every single service member has signed their name on the dotted line to defend our country, and we want to award and honor them with a Quilt of Valor.
I'm a Navy veteran, so making quilts for veterans was just perfect for me. It means a lot to me as a veteran, as the sister of a veteran who died from Agent Orange. I married an Army veteran. His brother also died of Agent Orange. So as a way of giving back somewhat to the veterans by doing these quilts is more than special. It feels like it comes from my heart to every veteran that I sew for, every veteran that I give a quilt to, every hospice veteran that I go into their home and give them a quilt. It is very rewarding for me and for them.